all the pressure opportunities that they can create. I mean, what do you notice? What stands out to you?
Definitely some great players, athletic, talented. So it's going to be a challenge for us, but we're up for it. So.
How much time do you guys spend looking at the film for your mistakes in the last game before gearing up for a team like this?
Well, that's really what Sunday's about. You watch the film, you try to understand the mistakes, learn from them, identify how you can avoid them. So we had a great Sunday just watching the film. Obviously, it wasn't fun, but I think we all took something from it. We learned from it, and it's definitely going to help us this week.
What was your biggest takeaway on yourself in the film?
I got to play comfortable, got to be able to stand back there and take a hit. And just go through progressions. I think the defense did a great job. Notre Dame's defense did a great job of playing the cover two, which they played. It was hard for me to identify it, but I think it's one of those moments where you've never seen a defense play like that, and now you get those reps, and now you finally get to understand and, like I said, learn from it. So.
What are some of the disguises that you see Florida State using?
They mainly keep a two-high shell. And then from there, that's how they run everything. They like to bring the safety down and either blitz them off the edge or play in man-to-man coverage. So they definitely do a great job with their defense. But on film, there's a lot that we can learn about and keys that we can take. So,
as a quarterback and a team leader, how do you keep everybody's spirits up?
Well, obviously it's not easy, but hey, it's November. We got 4 games left, and November is the month that really matters. So just keeping the fight, keeping the courage. I think nobody's ready to quit yet, and I don't think we're going to be ready to quit until we have nothing left to give, nothing left to play. So it's definitely a challenge, but I think the guys are in the right mindset, the right mentality, and I'm just there to make sure that's right.
Last year, this team finished perfect in November. Has that been discussed at all? Is that trying to be? Obviously, you want to recreate it and win out in November, but have you guys talked about last year's finish and what went into that?
Yeah, Narduzzi definitely mentioned it, but said, who cares? This is 2023, not 2022. So. For us, it's just about the game that we're facing and just making sure we go 1-0 every week, and it'll take care of itself.
Obviously, you guys aren't going head-to-head against each other, but how fired up do you get about the opportunity to play against Jordan Travis, who's having a great year?
I think he's a great player. Just watching Sam Hartman do what he does last week, and now you get to watch Jordan Travis. We've played some great quarterbacks this year, and for me, it's a learning opportunity. Just watching those guys from the sideline, watch how they operate, watch how they play. It's definitely going to be cool.
You mentioned the moment against Notre Dame where you're like, oh, I haven't seen that before. Now I know it. Now I've seen it. Do you get those kind of every week going back to North Carolina where you're kind of learning something new every game?
Yeah, you definitely learn something new every game. I think what Notre Dame did was unique and to their own style. So, like I said, just getting to see those reps and get those reps and being able to learn from it, it'll go a long way for sure.
A lot of people say experience is the best teacher. What kind of things have you picked up these past few weeks now that you're starting?
Yeah, like I said, it's just learn to be comfortable, be willing to take a hit, and just understanding the playbook and executing it. I think I got away from that on the weekend. I tried to do some things that I shouldn't have done, and like I said, it's a great learning opportunity to just stay within the system and stand back there and be the guy to deliver the ball, and even if you got to take a hit, you still got to stand back there and be tough.
When you go against a defense like Notre Dame, does the game just feel a little faster?
Yeah, faster. The environment's definitely a good environment too. Honestly, it didn't feel like afterwards when I watched the tape, I was just like, man, I think I let it get to me a little bit. So, like I said, it's something to learn from. Definitely was a great opportunity to play there against that team at their stadium. So, like I said, just got to learn from it.
We've heard that the receivers keep a Canadian flag in their room as a tribute to you. Is that true? And how else do they find ways to support you throughout the week?
Yeah, those guys they're a great group of guys, especially led by Coach Underwood. He's a great coach. I love him. And just the love they have for everybody in that room. It's a tight relationship. I can count on those guys. They count on me. So there's a lot of respect, trust, and love.
What's the pace of, how much you talk to both Frank and Taekwon throughout the week? Because, Frank's the offensive coordinator, Taekwon's the pass game coordinator. How much are each of them in your ear day to day?
Yeah, definitely more Coach Signetti than Coach Underwood, but anytime I feel like I have something to say to Coach Underwood, I'll definitely say it. We have that relationship where, hey, this is what I think. So I just let him know, and often I'm in his room watching film when the staff is in our room, so I get to see him when he comes in and out. So
I think I read that Notre Dame blitzed you about 65% of the time. I don't know if that number is accurate or not. Does that seem in line with what you experienced, and was Notre Dame more aggressive in trying to bring extra guys than maybe Louisville and Wake Forest have been?
Yeah, definitely. They definitely brought the blitz. Like you said, probably 65% is probably a good number for that. So, I mean, they did a good job. They knew that the blitz was going to affect us, and it surely did.
You feel like as a guy still, you're going into your 4th start, that's probably what teams will try to do, like try and test the inexperience by just bringing the house as much as they can.
Yeah, of course. I mean, just when you watch our past games, a lot of teams brought pressure, and we're successful in some of those. So we just got to do a better job of watching the film, identifying pressures, and really setting up the protection to really block it. But yeah, I'd be stupid if I stood here and said no, teams aren't going to blitz us. So.
Some quarterbacks kind of get a better feel for the game once they get their first hit in. We've seen guys in Pittsburgh. Ben Roethlisberger played that way. We've seen you take some big hits on some big throws, like the game-sealing touchdown against Louisville. Is that something that you think is part of your game? That like once you get that first hit, you're like, oh, let you're waking up into things, or you're seeing more things.
Yeah, I think the first hit and the first completion. Like once you get that first completion, you get rolling. And against Notre Dame, the first play was a sack, and that just didn't help get my rhythm set and get me feeling comfortable. But yeah, once you get that first hit out of the way, you definitely are like, all right, okay, now we're settled in, we're ready to go. So.
You talked about communicating with your coaches. What has allowed you to build such a strong relationship with Coach Cignetti in less than a year?
I mean, he's just a real coach. Like a lot of guys will just like sit you down and say like, why would you do this? This is what you're supposed to do. But like, I mean, we watched the film and Coach Cignetti was supportive. He's a teacher, so anytime something happened, like he would really break it down and be like, look, your eyes were here when they should have been here. And then from that, you can pick up a key to move on to your next read or something like that. So, I mean, I came here because I believed in Coach Cignetti and just the type of person he is, and he's a great teacher of the game, and I'm super thankful to learn under him.
Anything final?
Appreciate your first game against Louisville. You won at home. You've been on the road over the past 2 weekends. How excited are you to be back at home against a good Florida State?
I mean, super excited. Last time we played at home, we got a huge win, and we're trying to repeat that. So obviously having the home field advantage is super useful for us. So I'm looking forward to it.
Not Florida State related, but I'm sure you saw the Olympics now has flag football in 2028.
Yeah.
Are you trying to represent Team Canada if you get the invitation?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'll jump on that opportunity when it comes to me. So I haven't gotten it yet, but definitely would want to be the guy for 2028.
Who are some of your ideal receivers on that national team? Jared Wayne could be one of them.
Jared Wayne could be one of them. I mean, it's in what, like
2028.
2028. So yeah, I mean, I couldn't really tell from now.
You'll have like a couple Super Bowl rings by then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Well, what about other quarterbacks though? Who's the other guys you feel like you might have to beat out for that job?
I think Nathan Work is going to be a guy that's going to be in there. His brother too, and I'm sure by then there's going to be plenty more Canadian quarterbacks in, NCAA or NFL, stuff like that. So it would definitely be cool to be the guy, but obviously it's in a while from now, so we'll see what happens.
Have you ever played flag football?
Oh yeah, played flag football when I was a kid. That's really how I grew up and learned the game. So I think it's cool that they added it to the Olympics.
How long did you play flag football before you started to play tackle football?
It was really like a year, but then like as you play, just regular tackle football, you have those 7-on-7s, which is kind of like the same thing. So it's really just skelly, honestly. So yeah, I'm pretty used to that.